Speaking of platforms, sort of Twitter and Facebook and search, I think about Twitter search is awfully interesting.
It is, yeah.
And the little search box on Facebook is very interesting. Do you think that's sort of a major threat to Google, that over time we're going to be living and breathing in these platforms and we're going to be doing our searches? For example, let's say I'm looking for a dry cleaner and I'm in Boston. Do I go to Google and do that search? Or is it probably might be more interesting to do that search in Twitter or in Facebook?
Yeah. I don't think there's any question that it's a threat to Google, and I don't think there's any. Google, you've got the AdWords ecosystem, and it is extremely profitable, and it is extremely big, and it will not go away anytime soon. And the organization is focused on trying to make sure that that works and that's efficient. There is this super fresh threat, and it is a different beast, and it requires a different set of algorithms and a different approach to the market. And there are innovative companies focused on that, and I think Google is a little worried about that. And one of the things that I've pointed out many times in what I've written over the years is that Google's extremely good at algorithms, but not so good at community. And I think earlier or late last week we saw Google add profile to the search results, and I think there's a very good reason for that, which is that it's trying to figure out how to bring human beings into the equation in a way that is much more explicit as opposed to implicit, because linking, which is the basis of Google, is implicit. Explicit is your social graph. And so I think it's really interesting to watch that happen. Whether or not Google crosses that chasm or simply decides to make a big bet and a huge buy, it's a great narrative. It's a great story.
I really appreciate your insights today. Very, very interesting. Big fan of your work. I recommend folks follow his blog, your blogs.
BattellMedia.net, or just search for search blog.
Yeah, real thought leader. Really appreciate your coming to visit us here at the Marketing Summit.
Happy to be here. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.